to Chicago Cars Direct. Let's spend some time today with this 2000 BMW M5. Under the hood of the M5, you're going to find BMW's 5-liter V8 engine. Now this is an M-spec engine. It's 400 horsepower. It does have infinitely variable valve timing, as well as it's made it to a 6-speed manual transmission. Routed to the rear wheels, it's a proper sports car, but extraordinarily muscular, a ton of torque. Everything in this car functionally is lifted from an M-series component. So you've got beefed up driveline components, suspension, steering wheel, seats, clutch, shifter, you name it. But we'll take it for a ride after we take a walk around it because it's a pretty sweet car. Let's walk around just to give you an idea of the condition. You've got xenon headlamps up front here. A handful of stone chips that just go in through the clear coat. There's really nothing that goes down to the primer, but looking down here you have the 18-inch wheel. That is the Michelin Pilot Sport wheel here. They are all seasons, but you have a 245 45 ZR18 here, and they are mud and snow rated, but that is the factory wheel. Take a look at down the driver's side, the panels, fit, finish, everything looks as if it's factory new. On the rear here, you're going to find the 18-inch wheel as well, but it is a staggered size. These are sized as a 275 35 ZR18. Come around the rear again, nothing to talk about as far as condition. You got the signature quad outlet exhaust, all stock from BMW, proper M5 badging. You do have tinted windows around the rear, but the passenger side is in excellent condition, just as the driver's side is. It's all uniform. It's really a nice car. BMWs are traditionally some of the best built cars. Just to give you an idea, they're bank vault solid. This car is still 5 Series, so it's got generous accommodations, nice sized trunk. You do have the proper factory M5 floor mats, really in great condition. There's the fronts, got both for the rear. If you zoom in, Dangerous Dave on the side panel here, you'll see you got the drive for the BMW navigation, but also the 6-disc BMW CD changer. Look across the front seats, you've got dual power front seats, but these are the M5 specific with the 2-tone leather. You've got a number of power options, a power lumbar support, as well as a power extending thigh support. But step in, no different than your average BMW sedan, but you do have power tilt and telescope steering wheel here, as well as a 3-position memory for the driver right here on the door. You got the M-spec steering wheel layout here with special red and blue stitching all the way around, but very, very legible gauges. Obviously a very purpose-driven, what I would call a cockpit here. Multi-function steering wheel here. You've got some radio functions as well as your cruise control, but the layout's very simple. Everything falls readily to the touch. You've got a leather dashboard here, and also an Alcantara headliner above me. But navigation system with a premium sound system, which is a dynamite sound. You do have a digital sound processor with 7-band equalizer there. This is a navigation system as well. Factory navigation system. It's a somewhat of a dated system, but it still works very well. You can see obviously we got the graphic on there showing us where we're at. Cassette deck and dash. You do have a 6-disc CD changer in the rear. Dual zone climate control down here, as you can see. Just dial up your temperature for both zones. Below there you're going to find your front heated seats. This sport button will actually change the throttle mapping of the car to amplify a little bit of the throttle response, and then DSC is dynamic stability control. That's your traction and stability control combined into one. Just to indicate, while it's rather common, it's still rather unfortunate. The aluminum finish on the console tends to wear a little bit, so the only real interior wear I can point out is just this little bit on the console here. If you rest something on there, you never know. But you do have the sport shifter in here. It's a nice short shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you've got a backlit shift pattern right at the top of the shifter. Back seat of the M5 is luxurious as well. Very comfortable for a 6-footer. Got a nice fold down console here, but these are sculpted with a little bit more pronounced bolstering, and a pop-up headrest as well. car's got 80,000 miles on it, but the sport shifter is fantastic. You can see the clutch takes up right at the bottom, just a little tiny bit of gas and you're right away. But catches second gear perfectly. Oh, it's so much fun to do that. The power is intoxicating and the sound of it's intoxicating. So much fun. Just listen to this V8. Oh, is that cool? Behind the wheel of this car, it's a muscle car. I mean, it really is. It's a 400 horsepower V8 engine. You know, that's what you get in the standard issue Corvette these days. And that's a very, very fast car as well. But 6-speed manual transmission, you know, doesn't get much sportier than that, but the instant response of this engine feels amazing, and it sounds so fluid. Take a ride on the highway here. Holy cow. Heading right up onto the on-ramp here. Wow, I'm coming in really hot here. It's the balance. You can almost hear it as if it's like musical by where my foot is. The throttle is that sensitive that you can hear the intake valves move with my foot. Oh, is that amazing. What an unbelievable feeling. Here you go. Check out some pure thrust. Holy cow. I gotta slow this one down. I remember being 16 years old and wanting a 5-liter Mustang V8, and that car made 225 horsepower, and I remember thinking that was the coolest thing because, man, 225 horsepower. But listen to the sound of this thing. This is 400 horsepower, a naturally aspirated car. Infinitely variable valve timing. If you've driven a car like that before, you kind of understand that at every stage of your foot position on the throttle, the timing between the exhaust and the intake changes. And listen to just that downshift. And obviously good clutch. Listen to the take up here, I'll hit it. This car's like brand new. I don't want to sell it actually. I'm trying to figure out a way to get my wife to let me to buy it. I just don't know if I have the space in the garage for it. It'd be a hell of a little track toy, huh? This car at the time was the fastest 4-door sedan you could buy. It's still a remarkably fast car. It still holds its own, especially on the racetrack with a lot of the others. I mean, they made this car in stock form to be a world beater, and it really is. The thing's amazing. 400 horsepower, you still got 6-speed manual. You sacrifice nothing in sport, but you keep the utility of a 4-door luxury sedan. What a great combination in my mind. The Auto Check history report does show that the car has a clean history. A handful of registration events put in, but no previous accident history or anything reported. But check out our website. You'll find 60 pictures of this M5 at chicagocarsdirect.com, or see our entire highlight reel. You'll find us on YouTube, youtube.com/chicagocarsdirect. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and we'll see you next time.